Alright guys, so I decided to not go ahead and name them just because I want to show you exactly my process of doing so. So I'm going to call these wooden posts 1, Control C, and then I just go over here and Control V. I wanted to show you my little fast way of doing things. Control V, make it 2, Control C, Control V, Control V, make it 3, Control C, Control V, Control V, make it 4, and Control C. Now, I may end up merging all these wooden posts into one object in the end. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I just want to keep them separate for now because I want to be thorough, make sure everything is how I want it. Okay, so we got to get started baking the rest of our AO maps. So for our tower, go in edit mode and make sure this is selected. Face mode, select these. Don't select anything on the door. Control 1, go to the back of it, select anything on the back. Okay, now from front view, I'm going to hit project from view. Now at this point, it's important not to zoom out or do anything else. Just switch views, because otherwise what we're going to get is a change in scale of the unwrapped object, and since we're trying to make bricks match up with each other, we can't do that at this point. So just select all this, Control 3, there. Now you project from view. There we go, and that is everything except for the doorway and the windows. You can see how they're exactly lined up. So what I'm going to do is Control L. Actually, wait a minute. First, I'm going to go in and select the doorway. Turn off this. Go back to vertices. So select the doorway and hit U unwrap. See what happens. That's what I like to start with. That's not working, so I'm going to do a project from view for the door as well. I don't see why not. The only problem is that yeah. Okay. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna do the unwrap. I'm gonna keep this unwrap like this, except of course I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis, and I'm gonna make sure this bottom is aligned. And this is aligned, and this is aligned, and this is aligned, and this is aligned. I'm going to just go through and align these edges. Line auto. Line auto. This door is kind of a funky shape, which is why we have to go through this extra step here. And definitely save often when you're doing parts like this. Okay, so that's our doorway. Now we need to actually make sure that grab Y, it's equal proportions so that it's not too much stretch. Okay, so that's our doorway, and we can scale that down. That's not going to be as much of the image, but we do want it to be pretty detailed part of the image. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to do a slightly different technique with the windows. I'm just going to select the windows. And you unwrap. And let's see. I can select this and I was thinking I could line them up, but that doesn't really matter. These windows are going to be fine. They are already straight enough. At least they're not like circles. That's all we really care about. Make sure they're not like terribly rotate 90. Control L. I'm gonna grab it. Make sure they're all the same size though, at least. Okay, one of the benefits to making sure you unwrap things nicely is that you won't have as many problems with texturing, and it'll be a lot easier to texture it, and you won't have difficulties in the process. Now, select all. Alright, it looks like we still have some extra faces. That's because from top view, we did not get these yet. So, select this. Basically, select everything from the top view. Not too tricky. And project from view. Might as well do it to bounds because it's the equal. Okay. Okay, so that's everything, and let us select it all, and let's clean this up for a moment. So select this section, the ceiling thing, and we're going to move this off to the side. Okay. Alright, so first we need to make sure these get all the space that they need, because these are the biggest part and the most important part. So I'm going to scale this up. Grab it on the Y. And grab it on the X. Make sure these get a lot of space in the UV layout. So I'm gonna select this other one now. Control L. Make sure it's the same size. Y. Move it along the x-axis. Put it right there. Oh, my bad. This part is actually part of this. So make sure that lines up perfectly. One sec. What I would normally do is just hit Control Z and go back, but this is so close, it's not really going to matter, honestly. Okay, so now select this doorway, and we're gonna actually scale it down. And we could move it inside the door, but we're not going to, because the back side is here as well, if you could see. Yeah. Well, actually, wait, no, it isn't. But whatever. Alright, I'm gonna move it separately. I like everything to be kind of separate. Control L. Alright, windows can go in any spaces that we aren't using already. They don't need to be super big. Just about as big as this window. And I don't like to waste space. Oh, looks like I forgot another item. So, sorry, that's my clock again. This time it's actually chiming something. Wait, what time is it? 8 o'clock. On a Wednesday morning. That's the beauty of summer break. Alright, there we go. Got that lined up. There. Yeah, so I'm still in school. Yep. I am in school. I'm going into the 10th grade. This next term. Next year. Okay, so there's the ceiling area. Alright, that's everything we need. And that's our UV layout. It's nice and clean, and it shouldn't have a problem texturing. Alright, I have a little more time on this video, so I'm going to go render image new. We call this AO tower. Now, since our texture is going to be baked onto a map similar to this, it doesn't matter if we make it 1024 by 1024, because that's what my total tower is going to end up being. And we're going to mix the AO map and color map, because otherwise we get a lot of unnecessary image space, and we don't need extra space. Now bake the ambient occlusion. Wait for this to work. It's not responding. My goals. This computer really sucks. It's like a $500 thing. But hey, it's something, and it worked. Praise God for that. Okay, so that's our AO map, and I'm gonna make sure this is saved. So save image. Now it isn't baked to the object yet, so what we have to do is first go here to textures and add a new texture. Call it AO tower. Image or movie, and select down here in image, select your AO tower. Now it's not working right, so you got to go down to mapping, coordinates, select UV. Alright. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love AO maps. They're just make everything so 10 times more awesome. Add so much detail on shading and to the object, you know. Wow, it's awesome. Okay, I should stop ranting about AO maps and get ready for the next tutorial. I'm gonna finish the AO maps. Actually, I'm finished with AO maps. These little things don't even need AO maps, honestly. So I'm actually going to move this down one channel and call it overlay. You'll see why later, because we're going to add a texture.